Gnosticism was another big heresy bothering the early church. These strange teachings took ideas from Judaism and a variety of rituals. They also claimed to give their followers special knowledge of mysteries that could not be shared with people outside. They claimed matter was evil and God could not have contact with human beings who were sinful. Jesus could not be divine and human, so he was part divine and part human. Others said he didn't come in the flesh but just appeared to. The result of these strange teachings was either to withdraw from the material world in asceticism, or just the opposite. These argued that there was no way they could escape the evil associated with matter, so behavior didn't matter, and the result was a total lack of self-control and immorality. Number 1. Simon Magus. This is the same Simon we see in Acts 8:9. The early church fathers described Simon as the founder of Gnosticism. After being rebuked by the apostles, he becomes an enemy of the church and a source of major heresy, and he continues his sorcery. Number 2. Nicolaitanism. Jesus hated the doctrine of the Nicolaitans and the deeds of the Nicolaitans. Revelation 2:6 and 2:15. Irenaeus reports, these are followers of Nicholas, who was one of the 7 first ordained to the diaconate by the apostles. The Nicolaitans lead lives of unrestrained indulgence. The character of these persons is very plainly pointed out in the Apocalypse of John. It shows that they teach that it's a matter of indifference to practice adultery and eat things sacrificed to idols. Number 3. Manichaeism, 3rd century. This brand of Gnosticism began in Persia and taught dualism, that the material world was evil and the spiritual was good. They taught Jesus only appeared to come in the flesh. Alexander Lycopoulos quotes this: they feed upon vegetables and abstain from marriage and procreation of children. They say that Christ only appeared affixed to the cross. They say that he himself did not undergo this punishment, since it was impossible for him to suffer this. Maines, quote, if man is fashioned of the evil nature, it is manifest that he is such a fruit, whether he sins or does not sin. From this, the name and race of men are once for all and absolutely of this character. Notice, this is the beginning of the ideas of total depravity. Now, why is this important? Because later church fathers began falling away to pagan philosophies such as Stoicism, Neoplatonism, and Manichaeism. In particular, Augustine of Hippo grew up in these philosophies before becoming a Christian, and then returned to these philosophies, and he was a major influence on the Roman Catholic Church and the Protestantism, and still is today. Returning back to the 1st century, Gnosticism and Judaizing was a very big problem, and John began writing his Gospels and epistles in addressing these errors. His Gospel writes decisively that the Word became flesh and walked among us, John 1:14. His epistle 1 John writes against Christians indulging in sin, and every spirit that confess not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is not of God, and this is the spirit of Antichrist. In Revelation, Jesus tells John to write the churches of Asia, and that he hates the deeds and doctrines of the Nicolaitans. He commends Ephesus for finding out the false apostles, Revelation 2:2. John also warns Christians in 2 John not to heed other gospels. The only safe thing for everyone today is to study your Bible. It doesn't lie, neither does God. Let the Spirit lead and teach you. and do not stray from his word.